Cobra E-Racing Series here tonight, guys. Tonight we're hitting a road course here. We're going to be coming from Sonoma Raceway, I believe they call it. What do they call it, Clay? Is that what they call it?
Indeed.
Sonoma?
The Sonoma Raceway.
Here you go, and there you go. Once again, I'm going to be joined again by my partner in crime here, broadcaster Clay. But yeah, we're going to be coming here with a couple road courses tonight, guys. So I'm sure Clay's got some info he's going to plug out quick, but take it away, man.
Yeah, so we don't really have any roster moves to get going with tonight. Of course, I'm broadcaster Clay alongside my partner GTR Butters. Delighted to bring you the action tonight here from the Sonoma Raceway as our Xfinity and Cup Series both is headed out to take on the road course. Fun fact, Butters, I have never called a race or raced in a race at Sonoma on this game, so this is going to be new for me. In that regard. So excited to see Sonoma for the first time in league racing form.
Yeah, same goes here, Clay. Like I said, I believe broadcasting wise, yes, it will definitely be the first for me also. So it's going to be quite interesting how this is going to pan out.
Now, we don't really have any roster moves to get out of the way here, but I do want to get to our point standings just real quick here because they're getting ready to go into qualifying because we're going to start the action about 10 minutes earlier than usual tonight because we're anticipating a pretty long race in the Xfinity Series as well as the Cup Series. So let me grab these Xfinity points real quick. So it's Hamilton that's still on top, 142 points above the cut line. Masopes is in second, 73 points above the cut line. Mopawanuka, our winner last week at Chicagoland, 53 points above. 43 points above in fourth is Jose Protege. Fifth is WRX Mike. He's 41 points ahead. Then it gets a little tighter. Sixth is GTR Beatty, only 16 points above. Cope is 13 points above. Marini and Robbie Racing are tied for eighth in the points. They're only 4 points above the cut line, and it's 403 Mills in 10th. 3 points above the cut line, and he's just 3 points above Bad Guy, who is in 11th. 12th is GTR Jacob. 13th is Just Ken. 14th, Mopowa Cat. 15th, Monster Racing. 16th, Don't Want None. Do have some news to talk about with him here in just a minute. Brinkerhoff 17th, Chewy 18th, Smitty 19th, and Drunkfest rounds us out there in P20. Now, referring to Don't Want None, he has had his schedule change, unfortunately, and will not be finishing the season with us. So that leaves Gorilla Autosport with an open roster spot tonight, and taking Don't Want None's place, making his second hot seat of the year, is our Truck Series points leader, Nike Boy Will, coming up from my team, Underdog Motorsports.
Yeah, that's going to be well deserved there for Nike Boy. Hopefully it goes good for him tonight. I mean, he deserves a spot at this and see what he can do for gas. Unfortunate for Don't Want None. I mean, that's what life does sometimes. Things change. And as we all know, on the other aspect, Clay, we got a driver back because of his schedule cleared, as we talked about last week a little bit with Drunkfest. So he's back because his schedule is allowing his to get racing. So, you know, things happen, and these guys, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Indeed you do. I would have to believe that they're currently in qualifying, and if they're not, then I guess they're just running a little bit behind. Yes, they are currently in qualifying. So yeah, it looks like what appears to be a full field tonight. Yes, and everyone else that is a set driver in this field is racing tonight. No other roster changes in the Xfinity Series. We'll have some to talk about in the Cup Series. There are some hot seats that will be going on there, but everyone appears to be in with us tonight. I'm just double checking one more time to make sure that we have our entire field. Nuka's the only one I'm seeing that's missing, which is interesting because he was our race winner last week. Oh, and I believe as well GTR Jacob in the 98 will also be missing qualifying. So two guys that will start at the rear of the field in this one.
I was just going to mention GTR Jacob. You know, we were just to point out quick that, you know, he's just on the outside looking in there in the playoff spot. But I've seen Jacob run this track, and I think he's pretty. I think he likes this, so I'm looking to see Jacob if he does make it. I think he's going to make some noise here tonight in this race, so he might be able to get himself back up in that playoff spots after tonight.
Now, I'll tell you what, this is a league that has a ton of road course talent. We're going to be talking ad nauseum about a lot of these guys tonight. But what I really think is that some of the best road course ringers in the league are down here in our Xfinity series. And I feel like that a number of these guys could go up into the Cup race, and some of them will. Some of these guys can go up into the Cup race and be contenders over there as well. So very curious to see which of our road course ringers has the night. And because we have so many butters, I'm thinking we might have some of these guys that are typical road course ringers that don't have great nights.
Right. I mean, you just think about it. Very many. I don't believe there's many leagues out there that can pull in this many guys that actually that look forward to road courses. I know I've mentioned in the past that there's probably there's always a few guys that like them, but it's very majority of these guys do like running road courses. So, I mean, there's some very talented drivers here. They're going to be both in this race and the Cup race. So, it's going to be interesting. It's fun to see that we got so many guys interested in road courses. So, it makes for good racing.
So, as you guys can see, they're just now finishing up qualifying here at the Sonoma Raceway, and we're getting ready for driver intros once again. That's been something we've added this year, and I feel like it adds a little bit of hype to it. Once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in here on the Cobra E-Racing Series YouTube channel. And you're watching the Cobra E-Racing Xfinity Series.
Yeah,
so we're going to pause just momentarily as we wait for these guys to return from qualifying.
Yeah, and I believe it's going to be 8 o'clock sharp. They're going to let them go. Like you said, we kind of made a decision to try to push it up like 10 minutes tonight because of the distance and the time it takes. So we didn't want to get the Cup guys pushed back too far, so we're trying to do something in the middle. So hopefully between 10-minute earlier start, and maybe a 10-minute later start for Cup, we can make this stuff, it works out good tonight.
So they just now finished up qualifying, waiting on them to get back into the lobby here to see what our starting order will look like for tonight's race. This is race number 8 of the season here in the Cobra E-Racing Series. So I'm going to wait for my screen to update here. So here we go, starting in position number 20 from Clarksville, Tennessee. Driver of the Black Bear Racing number 98 Ford, it's GTR Jacob. Starting in the 19th position from Standish, Maine. Driver of the Lost in the Sauce Motorsports number 9 Chevrolet, it's Mopala Nuka. Starting in position number 18 from Loganville, Georgia. Driver of the number 10 Rum Runners Racing Chevrolet, it's Derek Cope. Starting in the 17th position tonight, from Muncie, Indiana, driver of the number 21 Venom Racing Chevrolet, it is Mopala Cat. Starting in position number 16 tonight, from Peterborough in England, the United Kingdom, driver of the number 18 Gorilla Autosport Toyota, it's Robbie Racing. Starting in position number 15 tonight, from Texas, driver of the number 16 Rum Runners Racing Chevrolet, it's Monster Racing. Starting in position number 14 tonight, from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, driver of the number 07 Black Bear Racing Chevrolet, it is Chewy. Starting in position number 13 tonight, from Warwick, New York, driver of the number 11 Rum Runner Chevrolet, it's Breaker Hoff. Starting in position number 12 tonight, he is from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, driver of the Rum Runners number 6 Chevrolet, it's Mills. Starting in the 11th position tonight, he's from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, driver of the number 8 Lost in the Sauce Motorsports Chevrolet, it's Bad Guy. Starting in the 10th position tonight, driver of the number 22 Black Bear Racing Ford, it's WRX Mike, from Chicago, Illinois. Starting in position number 9 tonight, he's from Grand Rapids, Michigan, driver of the number 4 Venom Racing Chevrolet, it's Just Ken. Starting in the 8th position tonight, from Laurel, Delaware, driver of the Lost in the Sauce Motorsports number 7 Chevrolet, it's Drunk Fest. Starting in the 7th position tonight, from Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, driving the number 54, it's Jose Protege. Starting in the 6th spot, from Neceto, Wisconsin, driver the number 92, it's RJ Smitty. Starting in the 5th spot, driving the number 20, Gorilla Autosport Toyota, from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, number 20, Marini. Starting in the 4th spot tonight, from Atlanta, Georgia, driving the Black Bear Racing, number 08 Chevrolet, it's Masopes. And we'll get to our top 3 here in just a moment as we back on out of the lobby here. We didn't quite get through it this time, but that's all right. And we are set to rejoin. It's GTR Beatty. And your front row for tonight, from Phoenix, Arizona, driver of the number 1 Litsum Chevrolet, it's Hamilton. And on the pole, in his hot seat from Richmond, Virginia, driver of the number 19 Gorilla Autosport Toyota, Nike Boy Will takes tonight's pole.
Yeah,
how about that?
Yeah, there you have it. Not surprising. Nike Boy gets a shot, and he comes away with his with a pole for tonight. Right? So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, he's a fun racer to go against.
Okay, and there we have John. John, welcome to the booth, buddy. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, guy. No problem. Sorry I'm a little late.
You're all good, my friend. We started just a few minutes early. For those wondering, who the hell is John? John is JMW. He drives for Rum Runners Racing in the Truck Series, driver the number 40 Chevrolet. We'll see him later tonight at Gateway. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, can't complain too much.
Well, it's great to have you in here, and we'll chat with you as the night goes on. But we're headed down this straightaway coming out of the carousel here. Did we get JMW an invite? Do you have an invite to the race?
I do not.
Okay, I will back out of the race real quick and get you an invite. Yep. Hopefully I have another one. If not, that's a problem.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I have one. I know I got a couple. So if you don't, we'll get them in here. Oh my. You're not going to believe this, Clay.
What happened?
But there is a gentleman already legged out sitting on pit road.
Who is lagged out?
Driver of that number 0 Chevy Camaro.
Oh, GTR Beatty already lagging out of the race, man.
I guarantee you he's not happy.
No
shot. He's happy about that.
He was so excited all week about this. The man put some time in this week also. He laps, and I mean, damn, that's just too bad.
And he started third in this one. You should have some invites there, JMW.
Yep, coming right now.
Well, fortunately for me, I'm not streaming on my end today, so.
Man, and they're at Sonoma. This is probably one of my least favorite tracks.
It's a tough one. It's considered by many to be one of the hardest road courses on this game. You know, outside of maybe an Indy Roval, perhaps, because I know a lot of people think that Indy Roval's particularly difficult. But what we have here is we're on lap 2 out of 50 tonight. As I'm back in, is a battle up front between two guys that, you know, one of these guys we expected to be particularly strong tonight. that being the one of Hamilton. I believe 3 of our 5 admins picked him to win tonight. And then another guy who's getting a hot seat opportunity and is absolutely making the most of it in Nike Boy here.
Well, right. I mean, he's, like I said, he qualified in the first spot. He's still leading the show. He's getting a little heat there from the number 1 of Hamilton, but so far he's holding his own.
And you get Jose Protege, who's here in 3rd, in desperate need of a good run tonight. And you know what? With how good he can be at road courses, this is the opportunity for him to get that done here tonight. He was considered by many to be also a favorite coming in. And then a guy who's sitting here in 4th right now that, you know, I don't know that many people consider him to be one of the better road course racers in the league, but he's sitting there in 4th. Drunkfest feels to me like he can do it all pretty much. Butters?
Yeah, I hear you for sure. But it looks like these front 2 guys, are they putting a little distance on? Yeah, you got Jose in the 3rd. And who was driving that 7 car again, Clay?
It's Drunkfest.
It is Drunkfest, okay.
Oh, some contact with him, and Jose puts him on the curb there in that little hairpin corner. That's going to lose some time for Drunkfest. He falls into the clutches of our 5th place driver, WRX Mike, who in recent weeks just has not gotten it going at all. In 2 of the last 3 races, he's finished outside the top 10. Meanwhile, before that, in the first 4 races of the year, he collected a number of stage points as well as 2 more top 10s. So he is looking for a much better night tonight. And I know he put a lot of time in practice this week, and you see it working out for him here in 5th, and he's challenging Drunkfest here for 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's pretty close. I mean, like I said, I didn't mean to ask about Drunkfest in the 7. It's just, it takes a couple races for me to get used to guys that new numbers. Right away, you know, Patton just jumps in my head when I see the 7, so.
Right,
but,
yeah.
I mean, it just takes a little bit. But yeah, you got so you got Drunkfest and then WRX Mike there in that 22.
Ooh, the 20's off.
Top
Yeah,
5.
the 20, I just saw that on my end of things. The 20 of Marini is off track there, heading into that right-hander just before the carousel, and he's going to lose a number of positions. This is a guy that, believe it or not, has either finished outside the top 10 or has finished on the podium this year. He has 2 podium finishes, but that's it. Every other racetrack that we've been to, he has not been himself. Marini, a guy who was a challenger in the Cup Series last year, won 1 or 2 races as well, won Canadian Tire, and as well won a photo finish at Homestead. 2 wins in the Cup Series, and he's struggling down here in Xfinity, although he does have a win at Daytona in the season opener. Oh, the 07 of Chewy's gone off course here in the S's as well, following along here with Marini. Marini is my pick for tonight, so I'm hoping he can find some extra speed here as the race goes on.
You know, I don't know necessarily if he would win, but somebody else that I would definitely pay attention to as a solid person is Bad Guy.
Bad Guy? Okay.
He's quiet.
He is. And he's had a great season. We were just remarking before you joined the broadcast, he's only 3 points out of the playoff cut line right now, sitting 11th in points. He had a fantastic start to the year, but in recent weeks has kind of found it tough sledding. But we know in this league, JMW, that there are times where you just don't have it for 2 or 3 weeks. There's a month or so where you just can't find any luck at all.
Well, I'll tell you something. Chase Beatty will flat out agree with this. Either I got it or I don't. I'm either so close to where I can taste it or I'm way off. And that's just how this is.
Yeah, you say that right, John. I can agree with that. You've got your strong tracks, and then there'll be certain tracks or certain nights you'll just struggle like a son of a gun.
Is it over yet? You know?
But going back to Bad Guy, like I said, yeah, he's having a good year. The man is just solid. I mean, no matter what track you're at, the guy is always running, close to that top 10. Yeah, I mean, he's just, like I said, he's a humble dude. You never really hear anything from him throughout the week, but like I said, good pick there, John. I mean, yeah, he is very quiet, but yet he'll get up there. He's going to be up there.
He
at
reminds
some
me of
point.
myself. That's pretty
Without
much
the
it.
temper.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Now, I know our top two in Nike Boy and Hamilton are quick, but I think the fastest car on the racetrack, folks, might actually be this 98 of GTR Jacob. Let's not forget, he started at the tail end of the field, dead last in this race, and he is already starting to run down the soaps, and that is, folks, is for position number 6 on the racetrack. So started P20. We're only just a few laps into this race, and GTR Jacob is already up to P7 on the racetrack.
Yeah, I mentioned that, like I said, Jug play a little bit right before we started. I mean, I know he likes this track. I mean, I've been on to practice with him on this track a little bit, and the dude's smooth. So, yeah, like I said, if you're looking at somebody that could obviously could pull out the victory tonight, it is that number 98, that Ford Mustang there, GTR Jacob. He is a sleeper.
Another one, like you said earlier, Jose Protege.
I got Jose as my pick this week. The man is just due. I mean, I've never seen him go so long winless.
And he's very good at not making mistakes.
But that's where he's been this year. Is the last stage he's been snake bitten so bad.
Really?
That's what he's got.
Yes,
to overcome.
He has. He is fourth in the point standings. Wrap your head around this one, JMW. He's fourth in the point standings with just one top 10 all year.
Oy.
How is he fourth in the points?
Wow.
And that has to be simply because he's been money in the stages. He won the first stage at Chicagoland last week. I want to say he finished in the top 5, maybe top 10 there in stage number 2. And then he got caught up in an incident in stage 3, finished outside the top 15 at the end of the race. Just can't get that last stage to put it together. He has yet to put together a full race.
That's why I said he's snake bitten, and I would say majority of it is that he gets caught up in something else that is out of his control. So, like I said,
we got some folks on pit road here. I believe the 92 of Smitty on pit road as well, the 11 of Brink, and I thought we had a battle for the race lead.
We do. Hamilton is underneath the 19.
Yeah, Hamilton has been dogging Nike this lap. I want to say Nike might have had some issues with that right-hander going into the carousel, and Hamilton is now right back here on the back of this 19. The 19 has to realize that this one of Hamilton is one of the best road course racers on this game. So, I mean, he can fight him all he wants, I suppose, but I mean, I think he's going to have to realize that this one might just be a touch better right now as far as car stability goes.
Yeah, that's the number 92. R.J. Smitty was the one that he came off pit road, so he was one. I don't know if there was any other ones that were on pit road, but he's the one that caught coming off.
We're talking about Jose. He's actually closing it in.
Yes, he is. Good observation there as the 19 and the 1 kind of squabble it out here for the top spot. The 54 is starting to make his presence known here in this fight for the lead. Let's see. Masop's also having a pretty solid run just outside the top 5 here, or right in position number 5 maybe. No, he's actually position number 6 right now. And then it's GTR Jacob in 7th. It'll be Mills 8th. Marini is in P number 9. And then right behind them is... Let me see what's going on here. Robbie. I'm not surprised by that either. Robbie Racing, our friend from across the pond, he's got some road course prowess too. I thought him to be a threat for the top 5 tonight. And so I picked him to finish in the top 5 tonight. But he's sitting here hanging on to the back of the top 10. He's just kind of feeling the track out. I feel like for a lot of these guys, based on in the leagues that, are commonly ran between this league and others, that it's been a while for a lot of these guys since they last raced at Sonoma. So it's probably been a while.
We got a battle for the lead.
The battle's ongoing. Yes, they're side by side here, heading down into turn 2 and up the hill to turn 3 and 4. And Hamilton looks to have the inside track there. Nike is going to be going to make the wise move there and let Hamilton go now for the time being. Nike, of course, not running for driver points in this race. However, he is racing for Gorilla Autosport. Oh, some contact there with him in the one taking that turn just a little bit tighter. Oh, that's tight racing. It's really risky there in the carousel.
These guys
And look here. Here's the 54.
Right, he'll jump all over
54 is
this.
there too. Now here's the thing. I can tell you that Jose and Nike are in the same chat because they are Gorilla Autosport teammates. So there's probably some talking going on there. However, Hamilton is not. This is aggressive racing, I would say, early on. AMW, you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. However, Sonoma can be a little tricky when entering corners. I kind of struggle with that, so I get it.
I don't know if anyone in the Gorilla Autosport chat right now might be listening into this broadcast, but if they are, and Nike can hear what I'm saying to him, the one has a little bit more stable of a car. You're looking just a little tight, a little loose there at certain points in the racetrack. The one just a bit more stable right now, so I would keep that in mind. If anyone in the Gorilla Autosport chat has us on and is listening in, maybe radio that to Nike a little bit. But again, it's his choice to race how he wants to race. As he's kind of like getting it together there with Hamilton just a little bit.
Ooh.
They're kind of dishing it out.
Now, if I was Nike boy, my personal opinion, you're in the top 3 cars. You got a ways back from 4th place. Just get behind them and chill. No point in racing this hard. Keep them in sight and don't mess up.
Yeah, no point in making a mistake here. Although I see a lot of mistakes being made here, especially in the area around the carousel. That's a position that you have to kind of chill just a little bit. And I think Nike kind of understands that a little bit there. He's going to cross his teammate of Jose over just a little bit there. I don't think he's going to race Jose as hard as he might be racing Hamilton, be it that's his teammate. So I think he kind of gets and he's kind of chilling out just a little bit there. But again, while the front 3 squabble, that allows the 7 of Drunk Fest to now close in on this front group of 3, and not too far behind him that 22. Oh my goodness, what happened there? The 54 just make a move. The 54 might have just made a move here.
He went in a little hot.
He went into that final turn a little hot. More contact between the 19 and 54. Was that the end of the stage? I believe it was. So there might be your answer for that, JMW. Jose realizing he needs all the points he can get. And it didn't work out for him. I don't know who might have gotten second there in the stage. But Hamilton will score the stage 1 victory. That, I believe, is his... Let's see. That, I believe, being his 3rd stage win of the year, maybe 4th, perhaps. No, I was correct. His 3rd stage win of the season for the one of Hamilton. It looks like Nike Boy will finish the stage in P2. It's going to be Jose, P3. P4 goes to Drunkfest. P5 to WRX Mike. And unfortunately, I don't have the rest of the results there. Unless one of you guys does.
Oh, I'm just going to pick 10th was Marini. But then 11th was Chewy, 12th was Just Ken, Mo Power Cat 13th, Mo Power Nuka 14th. That's what I got so far.
So I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to make a guess, and I'm going to say Mastopes P6. I'm going to say Mills P7, maybe.
Jacob was 7, Mills was out there.
Jacob 7, Mills 8, Robbie 9, and Marini 10. That's what I'm going to guess. But we're ready to go here.
It was Mike, Mastopes, Jacob, and Mills. Mills finished in the top 10.
Now, we got a couple drivers on some strategy call here. The 92 of RJ Smith.
Oh man. That's Monster.
Wow.
Monster's been in the wall, and he collected the 54 alongside. Oh, man, the 54, just more bad luck. But he is able to right the ship here just a little bit, squeezing in front of the Soaps. And I think what we're going to start to see is this 54 get a bit desperate as he overdrives the right-hander headed for the carousel. Man, that corner's been tough for some guys, not being able to get it woed up in time. Now he's stuck in a battle with his GTR buddy there. Oh, Drugfest and Masopes get into it there in the bus stop. Or not the bus stop, the carousel. Holy moly, this carousel is going to be a huge problem tonight.
Got a new player up front.
RJ
Back
Smitty.
here.
Got a new player up front there battling that 92 play.
Yeah.
Smitty.
I'm watching this chaos back here. Holy smokes, y'all.
Oh, no. Our Smitty got off the track.
Oh, there's another car
man.
spun out. Yeah, there's a Calamity Jane back here.
It is chaos back here in the back of the field, fighting for position. Some of the guys backing out being like, whew, y'all make those mistakes. I'm not going to be the one to do it. But this is unbelievable racing. I don't know if I say unbelievable in a good way either. This is kind of looking suspect at best here, folks. Any of y'all that are in the race, this is looking suspect as all get out. Not really liking that too much, but as you see here, we've got these front two that have pretty much stayed the front two for three. Interesting move, though, for the race lead. Hamilton pulling aside, maybe understanding Nike could be the better car on the short run tonight. Kind of saying, hey, I'll run behind you here for a little bit. Let's see if we can gap ourselves. And then battle it out for the stage win, perhaps.
So what's going to be interesting here, Clay, is you got Nike and Hamilton there running first, second. And coming up running third and fourth, you got Jose regained his composure, and his buddy GTR Jacobs right there in fourth. So look forward to these guys to come up and give pressure to those first and second place cars real quick here.
And GTR Jacob is really good here. This is going to be great.
Here comes Hamilton. He's going to look to the inside on Nike here, but Nike seems to be a little bit better on corner exit as it stands right now. And we'll see if Hamilton realizes how quickly the guys behind them are coming. And see the kind of pressure. Nike making a bit of a mistake there through the S's, perhaps. Here comes Hamilton. He's going to dance to the inside here at this corner. It's going to set him up for the inside leverage here into the big, wide, sweeping corner. Nike using a pretty good line, but the one throws it in there, and he's like, I got to go, man, and takes the lead away from the 19.
Yeah, and they're closing. Jose,
Yeah, they are.
Jose is like a 1.4. He's 9/10 now behind Nike Boy. So that brings Jacob right up with them. And the next guy pressuring is Drugfest, but he's 3 seconds behind Jacob in fifth. So if these guys just concentrate and hit their marks, they're going to catch these leaders.
There you have it. Hamilton, of course, the pick for, I believe, Sauce, Brink, and as well Chase Beatty. The pick is for Hamilton. 3 of our 5 admins selecting Hamilton, I believe. I mentioned that already. 20's been off course again. I do not know what is going on in that 20, but 20 just doesn't have it right now. You either got it or you don't, and he just don't.
I know the feeling. I'm going to pick my guy. I'm going to go with Jose here. It's kind of who I'm going to pick to win. I like what he's doing.
Well, that makes 2 of y'all up here in the booth with us, and my guy, Marie. He just doesn't, like I said, he doesn't have it right now. I don't really know. I'm surprised. I feel like I thought Marini could be a potential championship threat with these guys here this year, after what we saw in the Cup last year.
Well, I mean,
it just speaks volume how tough this. I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Marini's struggling, but I mean, it ain't because he's lost talent. I think it's just how strong it is out there.
and
you know, it's early yet. I mean, this guy can still make a move here yet. I mean, he's not way far. You know what I'm saying? He's running in that top 10, I believe, yet. I could be wrong, but I know he's right there. I keep paging through, and he was running there with Mills.
I think he's outside of the top 10.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's outside of the top 10, or maybe he's just outside of the top 10. Maybe P11, P12. I think he might be battling Mopala Cat there for position number 10 or 11 there.
You never know, though. He might do something tire-wise and put him back up toward the front for the last stage or something.
And Marini's pretty good at strategy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't count him out till the race is over because I think he's going to show up somewhere along the line.
In the Canadian League, he beat me out of the top 12 by 1 point. I was pretty upset about that one, and that all came down to strategy.
Wonder what kind of strategy. Wonder how aggressive these Gorilla Autosport Toyotas get with this one of Hamilton. Not quite sure if they're faster than Hamilton, but if you put the two together, they might be. Wonder if Jose might be saying, "Hey Nike, let's see if we can go up there and pass this one, and perhaps the two of us can pull away." Although I don't see them pulling away from Hamilton with how quick Hamilton appears to be. And then the other question you got to ask is what can this 98 do as he's sitting back there in fourth?
Yeah, I've been kind of watching him. He's been kind of like he'll catch up and then fall off a little bit, so maybe he needs a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know with Jacob if he might have a tendency if he just starts over-driving it a bit, that's when he starts to struggle. So I would imagine if it's a patient thing, he's just gotta keep hitting his mark, and once he starts feeling a little where he's trying to make up too much ground too fast, I believe that's where he loses a little bit.
Yep, I can agree with that.
54 fell off a little bit there. I don't know if he had a problem there through the S's, but going into this big, wide, sweeping, I'm going to start calling it a U-turn because I don't really know what else to call it because it's not a hairpin. I mean, I guess you could call it a hairpin, but I don't think it's a hairpin. It feels more like just a hard U-turn to me.
I feel like you're driving through New Jersey. So, anything else you guys like to see, or you're liking that you're seeing?
I don't know. I'm seeing a little too much aggression here. I don't know that I really love the aggression from any of the drivers at this point. Although we have focused on this top battle and Hamilton and Nike being very aggressive with each other, we'll say that. One will dish out a move and the other will dish it right back, which I guess is fair game. But
yeah, agreed.
I don't know. It just feels like it's a little too much for me early on. And I know Jose's in a position where he needs it, but I don't know. Marini's off track again, man.
Yeah, I believe he's overdriving big time. He's trying to do too much.
I think he's gone off track now 3 or 4 times, and 3 of those 4 times have all been in the carousel. Can't be stated, folks, just how rough the carousel is. I remember if I would ever run Sonoma in like career mode or some other season mode on this game, I could not handle that carousel. So we got a battle for the race lead here. So let me get back up to that just real fast here. As Nike was right there on the back of Hamilton. And next time we head around here, guys, put your cameras on Nike and watch how fast he is going up the hill there to turns 3 and 4. He is very fast. Ooh, did the one maybe brake check the 19 a little bit there? Because the 19 lost a ton of ground to the 1.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what happened there. If that might have been a lag spike or a net code or what, but that was just very awkward because it didn't outwardly appear that Hamilton threw a brake check there. But
we got a battle for 4th or 3rd. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Jose and Jacob.
Notice this Jose not really looking as strong as he was there on the long run in stage 1. Either that or the 98's just looking really good on the long run.
I think he's just maybe maintaining laps right now because I've been following him. I mean, he's been maintaining about a 2 second. Nike's been about a 2 second lead on him for about the last 3 laps or so. So I think he's just riding right now. Him and Jacob both. I don't know if there's anything behind that. If they're trying to save something or their tires a little bit more, I don't know. But he's maintained that same time here for about the like I said, last few laps.
So kind of paging through the field here, of course, we've got Hamilton as the race leader. Nike Boy in his second hot seat of the year is in P2. It's Jose in P3. P4 belongs to...
Track.
Nike Boy is off track.
I think he got loose coming off that corner.
So he's going to lose P2 to Jose and fall right there in front of GTR Jacob. But anyways, P5 belongs to Drunkfest. P6 is WRX Mike. P7... Here's a new name to the top 10. Welcome to the top 10, Just Ken. He is in P7 currently. P8 is Masopes. P9 is... Let me see. P9 is... Oh, Nike's off again.
Oh, man.
I don't know who's that behind them. I don't know, because it's so spread out. Maybe Nuka, perhaps? Robbie and Nuka? Is that 9 and 10? It might be 9 and 10, Robbie and Nuka.
I think 19 was able to gather back up and maintain that third spot. So.
And he is
way off in the
either
there.
plowing. He is either plowing or he's very loose. I can't tell. I believe he might be plowing. You know, you guys, we talked about this in Stage 1 with what the 19 looked like in Stage 1. We thought he might be struggling for balance on that car, maybe a little loose and whatnot. But you see, there he goes. He has the drive up the hill like nobody else in this race. And he looks quick up the hills here. But I'll tell you what, I think he might have tightened the car up just a little bit too much, and he's starting to get tight and not be able to roll through corners like he was in stage number 1. I'll tell you the guy on the track, though, that's not afraid of that carousel, and it's the 98 of Jacob. He absolutely launches it into the carousel. Like, I don't know how he does it. Because to my knowledge, if you launch it into the carousel, you flip yourself in the carousel here.
Yep.
So I don't know how he's doing it. But that's where he's making up his time.
Oh, Nike Boy and GTR Jacob were off there for a second.
Did they both just miss the S's there?
Yeah. It's alright, boys. Gather it back up.
I believe that's stage.
That's the stage.
So it's going to be Hamilton that's going to win stage 1. It's going to be Jose in P2. And Nike is P3. P4 belongs to GTR Jacob. P5 is going to go to Drunkfest. 6th will go to WRX Mike. 7th will go to Just Ken. 8th will go to Masopes. 9th to Robbie. And 10th will go to Mopala Cat.
I know this is an off-topic conversation, but watching that 98, I'm really upset that Harvick's retiring after this year.
Oh, yeah. News in the NASCAR world, Kevin Harvick announces that this will be his final season. And I'll tell you what, he's had one heck of a career dating back to 2001. Well, really, I would have to think it started well before then. But his Cup Series career started back in 2001. So to think about this, I was born in 2001. So he's been racing for as long as I've been alive in the Cup Series.
I've been watching him since 1998.
So I'm 21. I'll be 22 in May So think about it. This will be his 22nd year just in the Cup Series alone. Here we go, start of Stage 3. And again, the 16 of Munster, the 92 of Smitty, with some pit strategy calls to try and take it to the front of the field here.
Hold it together, boys. Hold it together. Oh, 3 wide, 3 wide.
3-4 almost wide. The 92 kind of drove into them, and he knocks the 19 clean off course. And he's going to drive through the 1. Interesting moves here by the 92 of Smitty, saying, you know what, you guys might be faster than me, but you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. Holy moly, we are driving unbelievably here through the carousel, into the carousel here. Jose gets away with the lead, and we are...
One's in the wall, one's in the wall.
We're having some really questionable racing here. Pretty much for everyone. Almost everyone I've seen make some questionable moves tonight. And the 16's going to jump to the outside of the 19.
And what do you know, the 98.
Same thing he's going to do to the 98. Very interesting moves here from the 16 and the 92. They obviously aren't as fast as the top 4, top 5 that we've seen tonight, but yet they come out here on these restarts out in front of these guys on strategy calls, and then they run to me like the guys behind you are quicker. And I mean, I get that you don't want to lose everything, but we gotta make some better moves here. Because what it did is, here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to league racing. You have to really think through the moves that you're going to make, because the move you make then has someone else making a move that they might not want to make.
Right. Agreed.
So you really have to think it through. Remember, it's not all about you. But tell that to the guys out on track, I guess. I don't know what to say here. Butters, I'm speechless. You're going to have to take over.
Yeah, Butters would tell you what my reaction would be.
Well, yeah, John would be fired up right now. I can tell you that much. So we'll leave it at that because we all know what that leads to. But yeah, I mean, it's third stage racing. I mean, this is I know some of these moves are questionable, and it ain't like we condone that, but these guys are trying to get all the points they can because it is a tight battle. And going right now, you look back up front and you got Jose leading this thing, and I'm sure it's going to pick up because Nike is running second with Jacob third, so it's going to be interesting here. I'm sure Jose, if Nike gets to him, he's not going to let him by easily. So I believe this will get real interesting coming down the pipeline.
I would love to be a fly on the wall, or just I would just love, if I wasn't broadcasting right now, I'd be sitting in the Gorilla Autosport chat right now, because holy smokes, if it comes down to the 54 and the 19, man, I don't know, because that 54, well overdue for not only a win, but his first podium of the year, his first top 5 of the year, and his second top 10 of the year. The 54 is well overdue, but Nike you know what, I'm in trucks, and it might be my season to compete for a truck title, but I'm trying to impress some people for next season. Try to win a race here in the Xfinity Series to prove that I shouldn't be down in trucks anymore after this season.
Right, you're right, Clay. I mean, it would be real interesting to see what the discussion is going on here with in that gas party. Is Nike going to push him just to the point where is he going to let Jose? Is he going to go for the W, or is he just going to look at the bigger picture with Jose for Jose, or what? But yeah, it's going to be interesting. That'd be so cool if we had a segment where we could dip into some of these parties just for quick check-ins. But I would guess most of it would get censored then. But yeah.
If the 19 and 54 get racing, I kind of like where Jacob's at, though.
Yeah, he's right there, just waiting. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob is in that party also.
No.
He might actually be in that party. He might actually be in that party.
Black Bear has too much I don't know if they run all in their own parties or not, but I know Jake.
Now I know they do for Cup, but I don't know if their Xfinity team does.
Okay. So that 98 very well could be in that same party chat. So it'll be interesting what's going on in there.
Now hold on a minute. Let's have a talk here amongst us about this 98 of GTR Jacob. He has missed 2 races in a row, and he was at one point before he missed the last 2. 3 races ago, that is, because we had a Christmas break in between. 3 races ago, GTR Jacob was 4th in the point standings. 4th! And now he is outside of the cut line. He is 25 points below the cut line there in P12, having missed the last 2 races. This would be a monumental win for GTR Jacob in the 98 team.
I'm telling you, though, don't count that 98 out.
Oh no, not for sure. No way at all. But this for sure will put him back in the playoffs with this run tonight, as long as something doesn't happen where. Because he's been running stage. I mean, he's been top 3, 4 whole race.
Ooh, he got a little loose right there.
I mean, it ain't going to take much for him to get in the back of the top 10, and I think it's going to put him up there.
Especially
spot.
Sorry, go ahead.
Butters, are you watching GTR Jacobs or Marini's or Jose's stream at all?
I got Jose's up.
What lap are we on? How many to go?
Let me just wait until give me a couple minutes. I gotta wait for him to cross.
Oh, here we go. It's heating up. Oh, never mind.
Yep, not quite. I was gonna say there. I think Nike a little bit too far behind to strike as of right now. Although I don't know that he would just yet. But I just want to know what the plan is. It kinda.
Yeah. Ooh. But back to GTR Jacob. I feel like you put him on like Daytona or Talladega. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with there. He is so good there.
Now listen, that restart was very detrimental to the number 1 of Hamilton after basically getting driven through by 2 or 3 different competitors there. Nike kind of hotting up the 54 for the race lead there, but Hamilton is still within striking distance there in P number 4, trying to run down GTR Jacob for P3. Gotta think that one's not very happy right now.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Oh, we got
20 laps to go. 20 to go, Clay.
20 laps to go.
And Hamilton's running about 8 seconds behind the leader.
Whew. The 54 and then overdrives it, trying to get back to the outside of the 19. Put the 19 of Nike back to the race lead. We should be, within the next few laps, hitting a pit stop, I would have to think here. But I don't know if the 19 might have gotten into the 54, which would let me know that there's 2 different agendas going on there, which can't be good. But the 54 then tried to send it to the outside of the 19, and that right-hander, don't know that I would have done the same thing there. At least to that, I would have probably sent it to the inside, if I'm being honest. But, man, that lost the 54 just a ton of time, and now he's kind of falling back into the clutches of the 98 here for P3. This is P2 and P3 on the racetrack that you guys are seeing.
So looking at YouTube channel, it looks like Bomber said that it sounds like all 4 of the Black Bear guys are in the same party. So thanks, Bomber, for clearing that up or bringing that to our attention.
Really appreciate that, because we're kind of speculating what might be going on here with some of these teams. So thank you so much for that insight there, Bomber. And for the rest of you out there in YouTube land, you're watching the Cobra E Racing Series here. The Xfinity Series, that is. I'm broadcaster Clay in the booth, delighted to bring you guys the action tonight alongside my co-host, the league owner of Cobra, GTR Butters, and Truck Series driver JMW up here in the booth with us tonight as a special guest. Delighted to have him in the booth with us. We hope you enjoy the racing that you're watching.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Always a pleasure, John. So it looks like we got another casualty of the race. Looks like the number 11 Chevy Camaro, Brinkerhoff, has retired for the night.
See the 22 on pit road. Like I said, pit stops about to get underway. But yes, the 11 of Brinkerhoff, the owner of Rum Runners Racing, your team owner there, JMW, calling it an early night here in the Xfinity Series.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad. I didn't realize that there was might be a hot seat for our team, and he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I never answered, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Well, there you have it.
Shout out baseball. Thanks for joining the stream, Maddie.
I'm glad you're back, baseball kid. Welcome back. Hope you stick it out with us the remainder of the year. Listen, you've been super fast as well in the Truck Series. Have to think you'll find victory lane here soon. Should be a great one later tonight at Gateway. There might be some hurt feelings after the race at Gateway tonight because of the way that track runs. Guys are going to have some different braking points and throttle points, so just keep that in mind.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Man, I don't know. I
You got
hope I don't
something to
get
prove,
killed.
though, Clay.
I do?
Yeah, I mean, when I pick somebody, I expect them.
Well, don't pick me. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, no, Clay. I think I surprised Clay this week when we had our podcast and we went over picks. And I took Clay. I took Clay in the truck race for the winter tonight, so.
Yeah, you're
Give her
picking me
hell.
to win at a track that I've never ran a league race at.
Yeah, neither have I.
Oh,
I've
neither
never
of
ran a
Robbie
league race at Gateway.
I think I got maybe 10 laps there. That's about it.
So what we're saying, it's going to be a spectacle. In the words of some.
Yeah, I think the Truck Series tonight is going to be Nike and Drunkfest and Celtics going at it.
The one I have circled for the truck race is going to be Bristol. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Old brainer
Yeah.
for old Johnny Boy, right?
That's one circled for me, too. That's my home track, so.
That's a
hopefully
place
you
that's
don't-
always.
And we hope we don't come across an unfortunate event that happened like happened to you last year. So.
Holy smokes, let's not go to that.
I was not happy. I can promise you that.
Wow, John, there's a common denominator here. Everything you're commenting on is that you weren't happy.
No, and that's to keep it mildly. There was words that were I just can't say.
Right.
Now, I'm surprised, back to the race here a little bit, I'm surprised the 19 and the 54 have not yet peeled off for pit road. Have to think that's coming in the next lap or two. As you see, the one of Hamilton might have, right now as it stands, the best handling car. I believe it would have to be between him and the 98. Now, there's a difference. You might have the best handling car, but you might not be the fastest. And I think the 54 and 19 are faster right now, but the 1 and 98 might have better handling race cars.
Yes, and I wouldn't put it past somebody to be saving right now.
That's definitely a possibility. Although I with about 15 laps to go, I think you're going to have to pit once, maybe twice. You might be able to save and only stop once, but I feel like you'd have to back your pace way off here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what these guys are getting per fuel run.
Yeah, I just don't know because, again, I said it with Gateway, but I've also never ran at Sonoma, so I don't really know how the fuel or tires work here. I have no idea.
Ooh, Nike boy got a little hot.
And the 54 got a little tight there, almost squeezed the 19 into the wall.
Oh, he is way out of control. Oh yeah, look at that. Nike Boy right now is just a little bit better than Jose right now with the drive off. Jose can drive it in there a little deeper, but yeah, he has the better drive off right now. I've been watching here the last.
Oh, Jose off track. Oh man,
Did you catch what happened there, John?
he just got loose by himself.
Yep.
So no contact from the 19?
Nope.
He hit the curb there, went up kind of on the two wheels, and just kind of lost it.
And what do you know, GTR Jacob?
Yeah,
He's
so
up to
that puts
P2. That's going to relegate the 54 down to P3.
Jose-
Hamilton
Jose's
holds on
off.
to P4.
Jose's got to calm down.
And then I'm
Just
trying to get a
pushing too
look.
hard.
Yeah, so that's going to be Drunk Fest there in P5. Now you see the 9 of Nuka right here in front of the 7. Nuka's just been on pit road, so he is a lap down as it stands right now. He would be the first car 1 lap down in this race. So he is not for position.
Does anybody know how far Jacob is behind Nike Boys? I'm interested to know.
Let me.
Ooh,
Oh, the 98 gets super loose there off the U-turn.
I saw that. Man, I don't know. I picked the 98 or Jose. Yeah.
We got a third DNF out of the race. The 92 of R.J. Smitty calls it a night here. After, he's going to... We don't want to award points for leading a lap, but he did get a lap led, 2 or 3 laps led, actually, simply because of some pit strategy there. But it is an early exit for the Venom driver of the number 92 there. So, yeah.
The Nike's
3
got about a little
DNFs.
under a 3-second lead on Jacob.
Okay. That's still...
How many to go?
They just crossed the finish line too. I gotta wait for Jose to come back around, start finish line. He's just got the leaderboard thing up on his screen.
And as far as our team owners are concerned, make mental note here for Nike Boy. For real. Not necessarily mistake-free, but he's been fast enough to be able to gather it up and keep going.
Now listen, even if he doesn't win this race, I think he's very much so made his presence known. Now let's not forget, during the draft, Nike was a pick in the Cup draft. He was a pick in the main draft. He was one of Sauce's final picks, because remember he had 4 picks right in a row. Well, he actually had 5 or 6 right in a row there at the tail end. Nike was one of his picks and originally penciled in for the Cup Series. And then Sauce got an opportunity to trade for Hamilton from Team Venom, or from Venom Racing, and he took the opportunity, and that gave him an opening, that gave him an extra driver, so he was looking to trade a driver, and he offered Nike to me for my 3rd round truck pick, and to be honest, I wasn't sure who I wanted with my 3rd pick, and so I was like, you know what, I'll give Nike a chance here. Don't really know him that well, but I'll give him the opportunity. I know that he had a decent year in ARCA last season, and ran in the top 5, top 10 of a lot of the Xfinity races he ran last year, and I'll give him an opportunity. And now he's leading the driver standings in the Truck Series. So, been an eventful year for that driver, the number 19. But you know what? I think he's proven his worth.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, there's no question that he's one of the more aggressive drivers in the league, and maybe there's certain points where he's just a bit too aggressive, but you see him head for pit road there.
Yep.
So I just don't mean to cut you off, but I think we're gonna have pit stops are gonna start. Jose, I believe, was the first taker here. So when he come out, he's running in the 9th spot, and I believe there's like 14 laps to go.
Okay.
So I'm assuming we're gonna start seeing more pit stops here going. So.
Yeah, just finishing up the homework there on Nike. Already has 2 wins in the Truck Series this year, looking for his 3rd win here in Cobra, in what would be, I believe, this would be his 9th start, because he has 7 truck starts, 2 Xfinity starts. Of course, started the race at Daytona and finished inside the top 10. He's
on pit
having
road,
a great run tonight. Yep.
The leader's on pit road. Soaps has retired from the race also. He's sitting on pit road.
Has he also? That would be an interesting move for the guy who is 2nd in points right now. I do believe he has retired out of the race, as you said there. There goes the 19 off of pit road. And yes, the 08 of Soaps, who can have some internet issues from time to time. Haven't particularly seen it in Cobra before. Just kind of catching up on the chat there. A lot's going on there.
Just a quick comment there that I see. Like I said, I mentioned Jose is up to 8th right now, and Nike Boy is out back on the track in 10th. But Jose's got almost like almost 20-second lead on.
I'm wondering if the 19 may have sped.
That's what I'm thinking, because he's got quite a lead on him for giving up that first place, number 19.
Oh man, I'm thinking the 19 is sped on pit road, and that is costly as all get out. And I believe the chat corroborates that same speculation. Looking at the reaction from Nike, not very happy about that. That is a tough one for that 19.
So where'd the 98 come out?
I'm trying to figure out trying to see where he's running.
I see the 4 on pit road as well. The 1 has just been on pit road.
98.
So he's running by Monster.
Yep.
So Jose's up to 6th, Hamilton 7th, Chewy is 8th. I don't know if Chewy's been on pit road yet.
Oh.
4th is
GTR
Mills, and
Jacob.
5th is Cat, but I know they haven't pitted yet.
GTR Jacob just entered the pits.
Okay, so he's going to cycle through.
So he will have been the race leader, almost certainly. Drunkfest is going to go through. I believe that puts him in the race lead. Bad Guy also follows through there, but I believe the 8 may have already been on pit road. We'll see what that 98 can do. Got some more comments regarding what might have happened to the driver of the number 11, why his night might be over. Brinkerhoff's wheel shut off on him and lagged him out of the race.
Oh, dude, we got somebody going way over in the carousel. Holy mackerel.
Let's see who that is. Who would be going way over in the carousel?
Like I
Could it be the 8 of Bad Guy, perhaps?
It could have been.
The 18 and the 10 are on pit road.
54 was in the grass.
Oh, Jose spun.
Yep.
Gather, buddy, gather. You're okay.
He's got Hamilton right behind him.
Now Hamilton's going to suck him up. But Jacob came out of pits. He's in front of Jose right now, running in 4th.
No kidding.
Who's leading the race?
I can't get there. All I got is the leaderboard up. I know Mopar Cat's running 3rd, and I don't think he's pitted yet.
Is the track indicator not on a screen? Because if the track indicator's on, then
good job, Clay. Way to think for me. It'd be the 7 of Drunkfest.
okay.
He's
Let me get to that 7 of Drunkfest.
There we are.
Now let's talk about the 7 of Drunkfest a little bit. He's been running inside the top 5 here tonight. Now, technically speaking, he is making his second hot seat of the season after being sent down to trucks, and he'll be racing later in the Truck Series at Gateway, driving the number 21 for Litzum. But rumblings in the garage suggest that he could see a promotion here, which would be well-deserved. I was kind of surprised when he got moved down to trucks anyways. So I think we'll be seeing this 7 piloted by Drunkfest in the coming weeks.
So we got right now our top 5 is Drunkfest is your leader, which he hasn't pit yet. Running 2nd is Jacob, 3rd Jose, 4th Hamilton, and 5th is Chewy. So once Drunkfest pits, that's going to put Jacob in the lead.
Nope, that's gonna move Nike up to P5. He just got around Chewy here as they enter the carousel here. But Nike drives way off in the carousel. He is way off track. And that gives 5th back to Chewy. But Nike, that 19, so quick, especially in a straight line here tonight, is going to get around the 07 of Chewy for P5. That sends Chewy down to P6, P7, I believe is going to be just Ken. But you say the 7 of Drunkfest still our race leader. Have to think, yeah, he's on pit road now.
Yeah, he just came down pit road.
Who was race leader now?
Should be Jacob.
Drunkfest. Ooh.
I believe Drunkfest went down pit road, right?
Yep, because there goes Jose and Bobby Hamilton, not Bobby Hamilton.
Yep, Jacob's your race leader.
Oh, Jose gets loose there. That's going to send the 1 to the inside up the hill here. Now Jose's going to have inside leverage off this corner. The 54 and the 1 are beating each other's doors down. As they enter this right-hander before we hit the carousel, or 2 right-handers before the carousel, because there is another right-hander before this carousel that is a hard-sweeping left-handed carousel. Now, if you think about the other carousels in this game, they're right-handers. That's what makes this carousel so hard, because it's a left-handed carousel. Whoa! 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 I just got wild lag from the 1.
Yeah.
On my end, the 1 completely missed the corner, and then he lagged back to making the corner. What was that?
NASCAR heat for you.
Holy smokes. Oh, Jose's in the grass a little bit here on the S's. They're door to door here as they come off the S's.
Oh, look at the 44. He pitches them down.
Man.
This is interesting. This is, as much as these guys are contacting each other,
they're door
still
banging.
good racing. Yeah, still good racing.
A crossover. Here comes Jose. He's going to pitch the 1 a little bit. They almost touch. Holy smokes, we got another retirement out of the race, believe. The 10 of Braves, another rum runner car. Nope, it looks like he's actually fine. But I just saw him on pit road a few laps ago. So
8 laps to go, guys. 8 laps.
Another unscheduled pit stop for this 10 of Braves.
8 laps to go, and Jacob's got a 5-second lead on Jose.
I'd love to interview these 2 after the race and see what their comments are.
But I'll tell you, and we're going to talk to them
like this.
In the top 10. If they finish in the top 3.
They'll be in there.
I'll tell you what, though, GTR Jacob, finding it a little bit of difficult to get around this lap car. The 9 of Nuka, who I believe has been on pit road recently, he is finding it very tough sledding to get around this number 9. He might get right here, though. No.
Oh, the 1 crosses him back under again. Look, this is good racing.
This is yeah, it is.
It's 1 in 54 putting on a show.
Can I get an updated top 5?
Running, Jacob's obviously leader, Hamilton 2nd, 3rd is Jose, 4th is Drunkfest, and 5th is just Ken.
Ooh, so there was
beating the crap out of each other.
There was a big time battle here for P5. The 4 of Just Ken has gone around in the S's. Him and the 19 were battling it out there, and the 4 just gets way too loose and the S's gets off track. Don't believe there was any contact there at that point, but prior to the S's and in the carousel and down that straightaway, a lot of contact between the 19 and the 4. Just hard racing for a top 5. Ken in a spot where he needs as good of a finish as he can get. Nike, of course, we talked about it, trying to prove what he can do, and as he went around in the carousel.
Yeah, with Hamilton and Jose racing as hard as they are against each other, it's given Jacob the opportunity to put more distance on there. He's up to, at one time, almost 6 seconds on these guys.
And but here's the thing, Jacob still can't get around the 9. and he might get it done here, actually.
That's gonna
And
be
he does.
most frustrating thing ever.
Pigola throws it out there. He says, "Let's go, Jacoby." Lee Precision puts in, says it's Jacob's race to lose. Obviously, he's got one strong dude. Yeah, so he can just keep it together and not make a mistake. So we're gonna be looking
Oh, the 54's hit the end of the pit road wall.
Oh no.
So that's going to lose him P3. P3 is now going to go over to Drunkfest. Jose falls to P4 after collecting the end of the pit road wall. I'm not seeing any damage on that number 54. Of course, damage is off for road courses here in the Cobra E Racing Series, but that 54 cannot catch a break.
No.
Typical, yeah, snake bitten again in the last stage.
All in all, though, bring it home fourth. I would call that respectable.
It would be his first top 5 of the year if he can maintain. I'll tell you what, though, this 9 of Nuka is giving the 98 all he can handle.
Just hopefully he races smart about it.
I mean, the 98 just cannot pull away from him. And him having to race this 9 has brought the 1 back into the fight. I would love a lap count next time we head by.
Yep, I'll get you one.
So, Butters, when we go to Bristol, you want to pick me, right?
Probably will.
How many we got?
We're coming up on 5 to go, Clay.
5 laps to go here from the Sonoma Raceway. It's GTR Jacob, who started at the tail end of the field looking to pull the last to first night here in the Xfinity Series, looking for his first win of the year and the second win of the year for Black Bear Racing and Huey's team. The driver from Clarksville, Tennessee, has had a great Cobra career to this point. We weren't sure if we'd get him back in a seat this year, but he joined just prior to the season starting. And we know he's one of these dudes at road courses that can just get it done. I don't think anyone was talking about him Monday, though, in the episode 4 of Snake Pit. But you guys should definitely tune into over on our Snake Pit channel. We stream a podcast hosted by league admin Brinkerhoff, also Xfinity driver Brinkerhoff. We host that on the Cobra Snake Pit channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. As Jacob works through this U-turn here, and he's going to see 4 laps to go here from Sonoma.
Yeah, not to mention, Clay, it's also the home of the Truck Series, guys. So, yeah, anybody out there checking this out, check out the Cobra Snake Pit channel, subscribe. Like I said, you get the podcast, and also like I said, it's the home of the all-out Travis Tyson Truck Series, too. So, go ahead, find that channel, and hit that subscribe button.
So we should be coming 3 to go at the line this time by, unless I have my lap counts all wrong here. As Jacob works through the S's here. Trying to make sure I have my lap counts right.
Yeah, Jose I missed it. So I gotta wait for him to come all the way around again.
So should the order finish like this as Nike way overdrives it there in that long straightaway coming out of the carousel, but he collects it and gathers it back up there. Let me catch back up here.
Yeah, if Jose can get around Drunkfest, which he's only 6/10 behind, that's going to pull the leader into the leaderboard screen here. So
another driver is done for the night. The 4 of Just Ken calls it with just a few laps to go in this race. He had a top 10 run going. He badly needed it, and he's not going to finish inside the top 10 tonight. What I was going to say is Hamilton here in P2, not very far behind Jacob. He is catching Jacob. However, I don't know that he's going to have enough time to get there. Should he not get there? 3 laps to go. Should he not get there, this would be Hamilton's 3rd second-place finish. Of the season.
yeah, I'm riding with Hamilton right now, and I'm not catching the 98 in any of the camera views, so I'm not too sure how far he is behind.
Now you should have him.
There, I seen him. So yeah, he's probably what, second or 2, maybe 2.5
2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Now here's where we're going to need to pay attention here in these final couple of laps. There are some lap cars that are going to be battling here just a little bit. Oh, it's tight. Chewy and I believe Bad Guy are the 2 guys that are back here battling for a spot on the racetrack. And this would be for position. We'll see what Chewy does here if he lets this 98 go, recognizing that, hey, that's my driver, and he might be getting ready to win this race. So we'll see what this 07 does. I believe he just might let the 98 go. There's some contact here on the left rear, but we're going to see 2 to go here at the line. It's GTR Jacob looking for his first win of the year. Just a few seconds back in P2 is Hamilton. He is also looking for his first win of the year. And Hamilton looking for his first career win in the Cobra E-Racing Series. He is a league rookie this year, as are many others. Listen, looking to capture another win, a win that I would believe will be their 4th win in a row as a team. But Hamilton looking for his first.
That's what I mentioned, Clay. I know he's still ways back, but we got running in the 6th spot is Marini, so he's battled. He's almost.
He has battled, fought, clawed.
Right. I mean, running in that 6th spot, that's kudos to him, man, for the race he's had so far.
Now here's the part that's interesting to me. This 98 is running up to the 8 of Bad Guy, and the 8 of Bad Guy, let's not forget, teammates with Hamilton.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Is he going to...
But however, think about this. The guy that's behind Jacob. Oh, Jacob gets squarely in the Estes.
Oh, this is going to come down to the wire. Hamilton's right there.
It's going to come down to the last lap. The one got wound up in the 98 has made a mistake in the bus stop. In the S's. I keep saying bus stop. Stop saying that. Headed down into the U-turn. There's going to be 1 lap to go. Hamilton throws it into the U-turn.
Man, this is going to be a Tony Stewart finish.
Here we go. 1 lap to go here from Sonoma. The 1 is there. This is going to be a fight to the finish. The 98 of Jacob. The 1 of Hamilton. Both drivers looking for the first win of the season. We'll see. What role does the 8 of Bad Guy may be playing in this one? They head up the hill as they head down for this right-hander preceding the carousel. The 8 pulling the blocker on the 98. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Another right-hander. Now, the all-important carousel. They're going to throw it off into the carousel. 98 takes it a little bit wide. The 8 realizes, I've got to get out of the way at this point. Great move there by the 8. A great run off the carousel by the 98 of GTR Jacob. What does the 1 do? He's going to have to throw it in here just a little bit. It's going to have to be a picture-perfect hairpin. Here we are in the S's. The 98 made a mistake here last lap by. The 1 looks to be the strongest here in the S's. The 1 giving it all he's got on the final lap here. I don't know that he's going to have enough off the final S corner and headed down for the U-turn. What does the 1 decide to do? I think he's too far back. We're going to head down here into the U-turn. The one really sends it off in there. I don't think it's going to be enough. Here we go off the final corner and heading to victory lane for the first time this season. GTR Jacob wins at Sonoma. Hamilton goes P2. P3 goes to Drunk Fest.
Drunk Fest with Jose finishing 4th, Nike Boy 5th, and Marini comes home 6th.
Good fight for Marini and Jacob.
I'm so happy for that 98. That's a deserving win. He needed that, or he really deserved that, guys. So happy for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you want to talk a little bit before, you get into a little bit more of a race recap. Just quick, that 98 of Jacob. You talk about a guy that's been snake bitten in Cobra for the last couple seasons. Like I said, he just deserves it, man. Super happy for him.
Awesome guy, a hell of a racer.
Yeah, another great run.
I can't wait to see what Hamilton has.
Jose coming 4th, 5th was Nike, 6th was Marini, 7th was Robbie, 8th was Mills, 9th was Mo Power Cat, and finishing your top 10 was WRX Mike. Let's see if Jacob in the party. I don't think he's in it. As we wait here for the guys to be joining in for their post interview. So we got 2 of the 3. We're just waiting on Jacob. We'll see if he makes an appearance, Clay. But if you want to take her away, if you're ready, go ahead, take her away.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our 3rd place finisher and his 2nd hot seat in Xfinity. What might eventually become a full-time Xfinity seat for you. It's the 7 of Drunk Fest. You ran top 5 all night. Also, welcome back to Cobra. We haven't chatted yet since your return. This is your 2nd week back. You got a podium there in the trucks last week, looking for another one, maybe even a win tonight. Down in the trucks, but you finish up here in P3. A great run, like I said. Good points night for that number 7. A 7 has won a few races already this year. Tell me about your night, Drunk.
I mean, it was fun. Sonoma, so you got glitches all over the place, but it's a good run. I mean, I was probably 5th best car, but Nuka had his problem and Jose right last, and just took advantage of it, kept it on track, got 3rd.
Well, you ended up with the top 3. I'll throw it over to you there, Butters. What you got for Drunk?
Just congratulations, man. No strong run, but your night, were you confident that you were going to be able to get back to the front? Or what was your mindset coming into this race?
Just, like I said, keep it on track. I struggled on all 3 starts of the stages, and that's what shot me back. I mean, I could get it back decent, but I'd lose so much time to the leaders. I mean, I'd stay even with them. There weren't no way I could catch them, so just took what it gave me and brought it home 3rd. Road courses in the suit anyway, but I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked about that not being your strong suit, but you still got it done and finished up inside the top 3 here. JMW, you got anything for a 3rd place finisher there of Drunk Fest?
Congrats, dude. Definitely very little mistakes, and I think that's what helped a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I made one small one, and then somehow I just kept it on track the rest of the time, and I'll take it. So
yeah,
that's the key to a lot of it here.
Absolutely. Road courses are not my strong suit either, so I understand.
Yeah, good job.
So there you go.
Good job again tonight, Drunk Fest. Like I said, welcome back. Glad you're back in Cobra, and
We missed you here for the first part of the season, but yeah, like I said, good job again tonight, man.
Work schedule took me out, but good to be back. Appreciate it.
There you go. You heard from our third-place finisher of Drunk Fest in the Lost in the Sauce Motorsports number 7. Let's talk to his teammate who came through to finish P2 for the third time this year. Man, I know it's starting to get to you that you haven't found victory lane yet, but I'll tell you what, you were strong tonight. A lot of people picked you to win, but it's still a great run for you. You'll absolutely retain the points lead. All in all, I think you have to be happy with tonight, though, yeah?
Yeah, I can't complain about a podium, but the start of stage 3 was pretty much the end of my chance at winning, just getting clobbered off the track by everybody. But that's the way it goes. It's kind of how I expected this race to go. So it is what it is. I'll take the podium and the point lead and go to whatever track is next.
Well, so tell me about those restarts just a little bit. It seemed like, there were a couple folks, I believe RJ Smitty and Monster were the two that kind of had a different strategy on pit road compared to everyone else. And they made those restarts interesting. There were 3 or 4 of you that were just certainly faster than those two. And it just felt like a fight for space. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault them. You got to get track position somehow. So that's what I would have done if I was in their shoes, is short pitted and then came out with the lead. But, it caused for so much mayhem and chaos on the restarts, and it was just a matter of time before you were pushing dirt through your grill.
Well, I want to throw it over to JMW for a quick comment. We need to pick things up a little bit because of the impending cup race. But JMW, what you got?
I have to say, between you and Jose, that was probably the best part. What was your thoughts on that?
I don't really have anything to say about Jose, but I want to give a shout out to Nike Boy Will. He raced me really cleanly and well in the first stage, and it sucks that he got a penalty, but he raced well and he ran a good race.
Yeah, definitely.
Butters, what you got?
Oh, I just want to say congratulations, man. I feel you had probably the strongest car out there. Like I said, just unfortunate that stage 3 start. But you were able to collect yourself and get yourself back up there to battle. I believe you probably were only maybe another lap away, and you would have made this real interesting. But, yeah, shout out, man. Point leader yet in our Xfinity Cup, our Xfinity Series, and congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Before we get to our race winner tonight, we do have our 5th place finisher of Nike Boy Will. He was our pole sitter tonight. And I'll tell you what, outside of this speeding penalty, you definitely did what you came here to do, which I felt like was to prove to people that, I might be racing in trucks for a truck title this year, but next year, y'all need to consider me for Xfinity or perhaps even Cup. I just want to get a quick comment from you because we do have to keep things moving.
Dude, you definitely did what you came to do, I have to say. You showed up, you showed out. It happens. It's part
Good
of it.
night overall, Nike. You proved a good point tonight. You come in, you hot seated that baby, you put her on the pole, and nothing to be ashamed about, man. In my opinion, you had a good night of racing. I'll try to stay out of your way, buddy.
Hey, Nike Boy, if you want to give me some hints for Gateway, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Let's get to Jacob, huh?
Well, there you go. You heard from our 5th place finisher of Nike, but it's time for the man of the hour from last to first. We haven't seen that in a minute, but it's GTR Jacob. Man, I don't know what to say. That was incredible. I identified you early in the race. I think in that first stage you drove up from 20th to 7th. And I'm like, man, that 98's really quick tonight. And you just got even quicker as the night went on. Tell me about it, man. I don't know that we've ever talked before.
I think we talked maybe a couple weeks ago. I think we were running RA, or was it
Not
Ohio
me.
or something like that?
Not me.
Anyway, Sonoma's probably one of my favorite tracks, road course or oval. It's just been one of those tracks I've just been running for a long time. And tonight, I missed qualifying everything, and I knew that the Hamilton was the guy to beat. And I think he was running behind me after the stage 3 restart. It just gets all clustered right up in that neck right there. And if you don't have the inside, you're just getting shoved, and it's just what it is. And that's just part of it. And the real bugger for me was coming up the hill at turn 4, that little slight right-hander at the top of the hill. That's my do or die, and I just hit it pretty much all night. And there's a couple little hiccups, but if you mess up at Sonoma, it's over. You just know that. But going in right there at stage 3, I just knew that I was turning my quicker times with real low fuel, and I mean by like half a second quicker times. And I just stayed out there as long as I could, just gain as much track position as I could, and it worked out. And then coming kind of to the checker, we had those 2 lap cars that really held me up pretty good. And I just tried keeping pace behind them, and next thing I knew, the clock's just ticking down, so I just had to go. But I got pretty lucky. Hamilton was definitely the car to beat tonight, so I just kept it out front and just did what I had to do.
Well, with knowledge that you have a cup race to get ready for, as I know the lobby is going up as it stands right now, I do want to get quick comments from JMW and Butters right before you head out. So make your comments as fast as you can make them.
Congrats to you, bud.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Jacoby, I just got one thing for you. Way to put that big old fat greasy number 98 in victory lane and give me a come on.
Hey, I did it for you, buddies. Come on.
Good job tonight, buddy. Super proud of you.
Yep. See y'all in a little bit, hopefully.
All right.
All right,
Well,
we
there
need
we
to
go.
wrap things up because we're going to have to transition right here into the Cup broadcast.
Yeah, let's like I said, be back in under 5 minutes, guys. We're gonna jump out, reset the lobbies or the broadcast page, and we'll be right back in. Yes, thank you for joining, buddy.